Hi, my name is Lauren Fisher, and I will be informing my audience about type 2 diabetes. I chose the topic of type 2 diabetes because a few years ago, my father had an injury to his leg where there was talk of amputation. This was due to the fact that his leg was not healing correctly and the infection kept getting worse. And this is something that's common in people who have diabetes or who have type 2 diabetes. And to give you an idea of how many people in America have it, here's a statistic. 23.6 million Americans have diabetes currently. And that number is on the rise due to our love of starches and sugars, which our bodies really don't need, and we need to really work on that because no one wants to be pricking their finger every day. And multiple times a day if you have severe type of diabetes too. So in this speech, I want to give you a little background on what type 2 diabetes is, treatments, symptoms, and ways to prevent it. So to define type 2 diabetes for you, it is when the pancreas still produces insulin, but cells are resistant. Therefore, they can't absorb the glucose by the food intake. And that's pretty much basically what diabetes is defined as. And for when it comes to treating diabetes, the primary goal is to lower diabetes. This is because you don't want the jump in sugars. And treatment includes, first, when you go to your doctor for type 2 diabetes, they will want you to try to monitor on your own through exercise and what you eat. And they'll try different foods to see what spikes your sugar and which doesn't. And they'll try to work with you from there. If you're not the best patient, which many Americans are, you end up dependent on insulin. And once you become dependent on insulin, it becomes much more complicated. The less insulin needed, the better for you. And that's usually the goal of the doctor as well. You don't want lots of insulin. So those are the factors of what come into treating. And then I'm going to move on to symptoms. For symptoms with diabetes, you become very thirsty, you urine frequently, there can be mood swings, you may have blurry vision, sometimes you'll get injuries, like I said, like my father got, and you don't heal correctly, and just wounds, you just don't heal correctly, and those things are never good. And for ways to prevent diabetes, which always isn't the case because sometimes it's a genetic thing and you're bound to get it, but you can slow down the process by eating more fiber, whole grains, having a healthy diet. Exercise is a main thing that helps with this so that you're not on a fast track to get diabetes. And if you are inclined to get diabetes, like I said, type 2, you can do it without the insulin, which is usually the goal of your physician. And in result of this, not result, but these are the best ways to prevent diabetes. So overall, I hope you gained what diabetes is, ways to treat it, prevent, and some of the symptoms so that you know to have it. Also, I forgot to mention that diabetes usually is onset during your 30s when you become to get it. But currently, on an ending note, people under the age of 20 are getting it, and it's on the rise. I read that 186,000 people under the age of 20 currently have diabetes, which is a high number and is currently increasing, which we don't want at all. So with this information, I hope you can take it for your way to have good health, and that's my conclusion.